Annoyance of obsession. His words still hung in the suffocating air of the tower. But you'll see how long the fire lasts when I finally snuff it out. Or perhaps I'll just make it mine. The silence that followed was heavy, yet Shadow Milk Cookie's thoughts chunked like a storm. He held you tighter in his coils, his serpent body shifting slightly as he floated through the twisted room. The audience, I can't read that, of those heroes, they had come so close to this, disrupting his plans, to unrevealing all he had carefully constructed. A low growl rumbled from deep within his chest. His claws gazed the edge of the ornate window, watching the faint flicker of lights in the far distance, where the gang had been driven back for now. How predictable, he hissed under his breath, his forked tongue flicked with disdain. They bridged into my domain like fools, clinging to some fragile hope that they can take you away from me. He let out a mentalist chuckle, but it was laced with frustration. Do they even realize how close they came to ruining everything? Their pathetic resolve almost made you forget. His coils shifted, pulling you even closer, as if you assure himself that you were still here, still bound to him. His iron and certain eyes flickered down to you, his gaze lingering on the mark he had lit on your neck. His claim, the reminder that you were his body and soul. No matter how hard you tried to resist, his clawed fingers brushed lightly against it, tracing the edge of its faint punctures with a strange mix of tenderness and possessiveness. They'll never understand, he murmured, his voice softer now, but no less dangerous. Those who called the heroes, with their noble ideals and empty promises, they think they can save you, but they can't even save themselves. Pure Vanilla Cookie, my favorite puppet. Do they think he's their promise? He's their hope? He's already broken beyond repair. His lips curled onto a cruel smile at the thought, but it quickly faded, replaced by a flicker of unease. Those same heroes that had shattered Candy Apple Cookie's illusions, exposing her deception. It was no small fate, and it had planted a seed of defense in you. You spark of light that he was determined to snuff out. It was so close. I was so close, he muttered. His claws digged into the twisted wood of the window frame, so close to making you see the truth, to making you mine completely. But they just had to interfere. His tail tightened its hold, the scales cold against your skin, as the frustration simmered. No matter, he said, his voice sharpening with resolve. They may have delayed the inevitable, but they can't stop it. Not now. Not when I've already claimed you. His gaze softening again as it rested on you, though the intensity of his obsession remained. He leaned closer, his breath warm against your ear as his sharp claw traced lightly along your shoulder, a marquise and of affection. Against me, there are nothing. They are nothing, he whispered. His voice dropped to a low, possessive growl. Against us, they are powerless. Don't you see, little crumb? You're not meant for their world anymore. You're mine now, in body and magic and soul. The tip of his tail brushed your cheek, cold and unyielding, contrasting sharply with the heat of his breath and the lingering sting of the mark on your neck. His cyan and currently eyes gleamed with a mix of fury and longing as he tilted his head, studying you. They would tear you apart in their opponent to save you, he continued, his tone bitter yet seductive. Their so-called light blinds them to the truth. They don't understand you the way I do. They'll never see the beauty of the defense, of your defense, the fire in your spirit. His lips curled into a smile, softer now, but tigged with a dangerous edge. The fire, it's mine to shape, to control, and yet his words faltered for a moment, and something almost spiritual flickered in his expression before he masked it with, I can't read that. And yet you still resist me. The room around you pulsed with his magic, the shadowy realm tending and twisting, as if echoing his inner turmoil. The carnival-like decor wrapped into something darker, hauntingly beautiful yet deeply unsettling. He floated back, keeping his coils tight around you. as his claws moved to candle your chin, he lifting your face to meet his piercing gaze. Do you even realize what you've done to me? He hissed, his voice breaking into a low, almost trembling growl. You've disrupted everything. I was content in my chaos, my power, but then you grip on, he gripped on your chin tightened slightly, his serpent tail coiling even closer. You made me want more, not just power, not just control, but you. His lips hovered close to yours, his sharp teeth glinting, glancing in the dim, shifting light. You can call it obsession if you like, he murmured, but know this. What I feel for you is beyond their understanding. Beyond your understanding. You've became my everything, little crumb, my prize, my downfall, perhaps, but I will not let you go. For a moment, his voice softened, almost pleading. Stay with me. Let them go. They'll fall just as everyone else. But you and I, we can thrive in the darkness together. His cyan and curving eyes boiled into yours, searching for any flicker of surrender, any hint that you might relent. But even as he spoke, his frustration shimmered beneath the surface. The interruptions from the heroes, their defense, and the crack they had created in his carefully constructed reality were eating away at him. Healing closer, leaning closer, his forehead almost resting against yours, as his coils shifting slightly, tightening and loosening in I can't read that rhythm. You're mine, he said again, as if repeating it would make it more true. No one can take you from me, not them, not the light, not even yourself. And yet, despite his fervent words, as in the suffocating grip of his magic, a flicker of doubt lingered in his mind. He wouldn't admit it, not to you, not to himself. But the thought of losing you, of the gang breaking his hold over you, sent a shiver of fear through his twisted form. For now he would reveal in your preserved presence his serpent coils ushering you to him, as he basked in the illusion of control. But the hero's interference had planted a seed of desperation in him, a desperation he would never show, but that would never drive his next move. As the shadows around you whispered his promises and threats, you couldn't help but feel that same flicker of strength within you, the defense that he both hated and adored, and even his as his lips brushed yours, as his possessive, almost frantic kiss, the battle between light and shadow raged silently between you.